Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Michele Mazelle and this is a channel for beauty and fashion for my women 40 and over, for black owned product reviews and for lifestyle videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you need to go ahead and click that subscribe button because I'm always bringing new content to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all how I create my meal plan. And the meal plan that I'm going to be sharing with you all is very simple, it's very realistic, something that you definitely can start tomorrow if you like to. So if you want to know how to create a very simple, realistic meal plan for you and your family, stay tuned. So the first thing that definitely needs to be done when you are deciding to create a meal plan is deciding what kind of budget that you're going to spend on groceries. And of course, a lot of factors comes into that. So you have to determine your budget based on those factors. How many people are in your family? How often are you going to cook? Where do you live? Are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Do you have a special diet? Does your family have a special diet? There are a lot of factors that goes into creating a particular budget. For my family, our budget is $400 to $500 every 2 weeks, which of course adds up to $800 to $1,000 a month. And I know a lot of you are like, that is a lot of money to be spending on groceries. And in some areas it definitely is, but where I live, there's not a lot of places where I can go grocery shopping. And the places where I go grocery shopping, the food is just not cheap. So we have to allocate enough to cover everything we need for our family. And so $400 is really enough for us to get everything that we need and take into consideration how often we're going grocery shopping as well. All right, so once you have decided what kind of budget that you're going to have for your groceries, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to decide what day of the week you're going to go grocery shopping. That is very important because that's going to keep you being consistent, keep you knowing, okay, this is the day that's set aside just for grocery shopping. For me, I go on Saturday. I work from Monday through Friday. Saturday is really the only time that I can go grocery shopping. So that's the day for me. So whatever day that you have set aside, just make sure that you stick with that particular day. Once you figure out a day, you're going to figure out how often you're going to go grocery shopping. Are you going to go grocery shopping once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month? Of course, it goes back into your lifestyle and what works for you. We are currently grocery shopping every 2 weeks. When I live in the States, I would grocery shop once a month, and that's because we had a deep freezer, so we were able to put a lot of food into that deep freezer. But living overseas, if you saw my small pantry organization, which I will link up above, you will know that there's not a lot of space here in the homes. And so I'm just showing you right now the space that I have in my refrigerator. So this is the freezer part of my kitchen. I have 2 freezers. I have a bottom freezer that has 3 drawers. And then of course I have a regular freezer up on top, and you can see how very small it is compared to stateside freezers. And then this is the refrigerators on one side and the refrigerator on the other side. And again, you can see that there is not a lot of space even in those refrigerators. And so since that's the case, I have to take that into consideration of how much food I'm going to be able to put in these different areas, particularly the freezer area, because I have enough space really for the dry foods, but freezer stuff, foods that need to be kept cold, of course, there's not a lot of space. So I go grocery shopping every 2 weeks. So once you've decided how often you're going to go grocery shopping, now this is where the fun begins. All right, this is where you actually start to meal plan. All right, so the first thing that I do is I of course get a calendar, and right now I'm using Canva.com, and Canva.com has a variety of different templates that you can choose from, and one of them is a calendar template. And what I did, I just created a calendar for a 2 week duration of time, and this is what my calendar looks like. Before I started started using Canva. I actually used to purchase the Erin Condren meal planners, but it takes so long to get over here that I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna have to come up with an alternative. And so I'm glad that I started to use Canva. It's electronic, which is also a plus because I can get it on my phone. So if, you know, I'm somewhere and I don't print it out or whatever, I'll always have it on hand and I can look at what I'm cooking for that particular day. So yeah, it works out a lot better for me now that I can do this all electronically. So once I sit down and have my Canva open, now I start to decide kind of in my head what I'm going to cook, and then I start to type that into the particular days. Now I do have a particular day that I cook for different things. Like Mondays, I try to have meatless Mondays, where I cook, of course, things without meat. That could be seafood, it could be a pasta dish of some sort. Friday and Saturday, I've designated for the quick and easy type of meals where it's not going to take me very long to cook something. And then Sundays is designated for those long meals, Sunday meals, crock pot type of meals. I try to cook those types of things on Sunday, and then in the week it kind of just changes. So I want to make sure that when I'm planning my food that I'm going to have some chicken in there, some seafood in there, pastas in there. I'm going to have some tacos in there, all different variety of foods because I get bored. So I'm always cooking something new. But I do have my staples, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. All right, so I have two places that I try to find some new recipes to kind of put in every now and then. I just started to use this new app on my iPad called Mealime. I think it's what it's called. I might be mispronouncing it, but anyway, it's M-A-L-I-M-E. This is not a paid promotion or anything like that. This is just an app that I'm currently using. And what I like about Mealime is that it has a lot of healthy options for family meals. And I'm really trying to get away from cooking a lot of carbs, and which includes rice and pastas, because we are big pasta and rice eaters. And I know that that is definitely something I can't eat a lot of if I'm planning on trying to control my weight at all. So this app, Mealime, definitely has a lot of different healthy options, particularly adding those vegetables into the meals, which is something that I don't do well with. So this particular app makes sure that I'm adding in the veggies. So I have this app that I use. I have Pinterest, of course. I've got my recipe board. I save some things when I see something I want. And then of course I have my trusty mind. While I have meals that I've cooked so often, I don't need a recipe to cook them anymore. So anyways, for this past week, and I go ahead and start typing that in. So this is the meal that I have for the past 2 weeks. And then down below you will see, of course, a different food. And my son is not really into seafoods or anything stir-fried, fried rice, those types of things. So I always have an alternative for him to eat, which lets him know, he's 14, so it lets him know that, hey, we're eating something you don't want to eat. And he likes to cook, so most of the time he cooks his own meal. But if he's feeling lazy, he just doesn't feel like cooking, then this is letting him know, this is what I'm cooking you, okay? I'm cooking you some grilled cheese, or I'm cooking you ramen noodles. If you want to cook something else, then that's up to you. My husband is not very big a meat eater, so he doesn't like beef. And so if I cook beef or tacos or something like that, then I have an alternative for him as well. So like we're having enchiladas on a particular day. He doesn't like enchiladas, so I'll cook him a fish taco. He will eat a fish taco because it has seafood in it. So once I have the calendar filled out, then of course it's time for me to start creating my grocery list. And I don't have a binder or anything like that. I have a regular piece of notebook paper that works great, a pen that goes with that notebook paper, and I go ahead and start making my list. And I make my list according to the aisles at the grocery store. So all I have to do is go up and down the list. I don't have to go all over the grocery store. So I've been there so many times, I know what's on whatever aisle. And so I make my grocery list first from this calendar. So if I know I'm going to have chicken breasts 4 days out of the week, then I know I have to get 4 packs of chicken breasts. If I'm going to have enchiladas, well, I know that I have turkey meat with enchiladas, so I know I need ground turkey meat. So I go through the calendar first to see what I'm cooking, and then that's what I put on the list first. Then after that, I go through and decide what I might need that is not on this list, that are stuff that's running out. So I go look in the pantry if I need salt, if I need pepper, if I need ketchup, if I need mayonnaise, if I need flour or anything like that. Then I'll go through after I've added the essential ingredients that I need for the foods I'm cooking, and then I'll get all the other stuff that I need to replace. So that works for me because I know for certain that I have everything I need for the food making, for the meals. I'm not gonna have to go back to the grocery store to make these meals. They are already on the grocery list. So then after that, I go to the grocery store and I only get what's on the list. So that is what's important with this meal plan, is sticking to what you have on the list. So you can even add a going out day. If you know that you are one that you like to eat out once or twice a week, you can add that to the calendar. So that means that you don't have to worry about buying food for those particular days. So sometimes there are times that I do plan to eat out. Hey, we're gonna eat pizza on that day. Don't feel like cooking. So yeah, that's what we're eating. So I know I don't have to buy an additional meal per se at the grocery store for that particular day. So that also goes into the meal planning, so that you know you're not double dipping into that budget. You're not going to be spending money on a meal that you're not going to be cooking that particular time. You're going to take that money then and go out to eat with it. So you're still staying with it in that budget. And I think that's what's really important, is for you to plan ahead so that you can stay within that budget as much as possible. And I've been doing this for about 10, 11 years. And I'm so glad that I started creating my meals. I don't know what I don't know why I don't know what I would have done if I had not started creating my meals. I just think one day I just said I'm tired of wasting time, and I really wanted to do more cooking and less really worrying about what to cook. And meal planning has definitely made cooking a little bit more enjoyable. I don't love to cook, I've said that before, but I know that I have to cook, but it definitely has made that part of my life a lot easier. So yeah, give it a try. Sit down and follow these steps and see how this easy meal planning works for you all. You can comment below if you tried it and it did work for you, and I hope that it does, because it definitely does make cooking a lot easier, especially if you're like me and you're cooking on a regular basis. All right, you all, I am Michele Mazelle. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.